Good morning, everyone. Well, it's another beautiful day that God has created, and you are now in my brand new backyard. So because it's brand new, I have to go through and pick up all the dog toys and stuff that's lined up in the yard still before I mow. So this will be the inaugural mowing of the yard, and I'm just gonna move everyone a little bit closer. Maybe we could take a quick tour. Eventually we're gonna have some beds back here and just go full out. Probably have some chickens and rabbits once I get the business going. So with that, I guess the first stop is the basketball hoop. So I don't know how much use I will get out of that, but I'm sure someone will enjoy it. There's a fire pit over here. I'm gonna have to make sure that it goes all the way down so we don't burn any trees to the ground. That would not be preferable. And this shed is probably where I will start the microgreens. I think it has power to it already. It's kind of shoddy. I might do a before and after when I renovate it, but inside of it looks kind of weird and there's just some storage still. So this is the backyard for the most part right now. So this property is on 1/3 of an acre, and I'm just really excited because though I have a ton of work to do, there will be a lot of room to grow. And that's definitely something I've been interested in a while. We haven't had any space of our own to grow fruits or vegetables. So this is just like the backyard. There's strange things flying at me. We're not used to bugs. So I'm gonna have to get rid of that wood pile. Probably just chip it and leave it out here, back here. And then one of the cooler things I think about what we have is a well. So I don't know, I'm not gonna risk dropping the new camera into the well. It's just a hole, but there's like some toys in it. I'll have to fish out and I'll have to see if we can use that water. Hopefully we can. And then this is the wood pile, which, all right, there we go. You can see it a little better. So hopefully I'll be able to use this wood for some structures. I don't know if I'll be able to use them for chicken tractors, but they actually, now that I'm talking about it and thinking about it, they'll be great, I think, for bunny structures. So we might get a chicken tractor back here. Might try to do like a chickshaw or something like that. But yeah, I'm gonna set the tripod up and I'll be back in a second. So it'll honestly probably be kind of hard to see me, but I'm just gonna go through, do some of the work, and you'll be watching this at like 10 speed. The lighting's not very good here, but I'm gonna keep going. So this is a little trick I learned when I worked at basically a fish place. So we served fish, we had cold fish for sale, and you had like hot meals as well. So anyways, we had to spray down the entire facility at the end of the workday. So you always had a hose that you had to coil back up. And I'm gonna put this back in the shed because I don't want it to dry rot for no reason. But before I do that, I'm gonna get all the water out. So I'm just gonna start. I made sure the nozzle was open and just start slowly coiling it back. And I've already straightened the hose all the way out, so that'll be easier to coil once I get the water out. And hoses can be extremely heavy when they're filled with water, but suddenly once they're empty, it's not as bad. I see a kink. I'm gonna have to fix that. Alright, we'll try this one more time. If you have a kink towards the end of your hose, then the water's not going to come out. This isn't the best hose in the world, but it came with the house, so can't complain about free stuff. Yeah, now the water's all coming out the back. You just want to make sure that the hose is angled enough that as you coil it back, the water has time to escape. You also have to do this if you live in more of a winter climate so that your hose doesn't freeze and bust open. Alright, now just coil it again. Of course, I made a mess of my workspace. Alright. And defeating the purpose of laying it out straight. So I'm going to lay it out straight again. Just gonna move it on the concrete. So now that the hose is nice and straight going all back through the yard, I can hopefully coil it relatively easily. There's some kinks in it that probably just won't go out. If it's been stored with kinks for a while, then that's just kind of how the hose likes to sit. Sometimes you can twist them out, but sometimes you cannot. But as long as the hose is out of the sun, should help let it last a little bit longer. Still some water in it, but much better than before. You can just close the nozzle on the front, and that should help keep any water from spilling out into your shed. Time to bring it to the shed. Nice and coiled at least, and much lighter. Alright, so what's our catch for the junk in the back of the yard? Let's hold it up. That way you won't get motion sick. Alright, so what did we find in our little treasure hunt? Some tennis balls, chewed up old dog toy, a very well used hockey stick. Maybe it was a street hockey stick. And this is the #1 thing that I'm glad I found before I started mowing. It's just like an old hose with a giant metal thing, and I bet the mower would have sucked this up and that would have just been nasty. A couple of pieces of trash, a little bit of concrete, some more hose. So definitely worth doing. All that time practicing police call really paid off. If you don't know what police call is, just leave a message in the comments and I'll let you know about that. So there's one more thing that I have to show you, but I think I'll show you at the end of mowing just because you'll be able to see it easier. So with that, I'm gonna remove the camera and start mowing. This is one thing that I've definitely been missing in my life for, I don't know if you guys can see, there's dirt on my hands. There hasn't been legit dirt on my hands in like a year and a half, maybe 2 years, which is kind of sad. So I'm glad I'm able to be out here in creation, working with my hands, and hopefully taking the steps needed to provide for my family. So with that, I haven't checked the gas, like I don't know if there's enough. So we'll see if I run out midway, but I'm just gonna start and see how far I get.